Autism involves differences in how the brain develops and functions, affecting communication, social interaction, and behavior. Here's an overview of what science tells us about the autistic brain. Many children with ASD show early brain overgrowth, especially in the first few years of life. This overgrowth is often most pronounced in the frontal and temporal lobes, which are linked to social and language functions. The cortex, or outer layer of the brain, often shows increased thickness and altered folding patterns in individuals with ASD. This may affect information processing and connectivity. The autistic brain often has increased local connectivity in certain areas, meaning that nearby neurons communicate excessively. This may explain heightened sensitivity to sensory stimuli and intense focus on specific interests. Conversely, there is often reduced connectivity between distant brain regions, such as between the prefrontal cortex and other areas. This might affect global processing, such as integrating information for social interaction or multitasking. Imbalances in the neurotransmitters GABA, inhibitory, and glutamate, excitatory, have been implicated in autism. Disruptions in this balance can lead to overactivity or underactivity in certain brain circuits, contributing to sensory processing challenges and repetitive behaviors. Higher levels of serotonin have been observed in the blood of individuals with autism, suggesting altered serotonin pathways in the brain, which may influence mood, anxiety, and social behaviors. This region, critical for decision-making, social behavior, and complex thought, often shows atypical development in autism. Differences here may explain challenges with executive function and social communication. The amygdala, which processes emotions, tends to be larger and more reactive in younger children with ASD, but may shrink with age. This could explain heightened emotional responses and difficulties with social cues. Historically associated with motor control, the cerebellum also plays a role in attention and social cognition. Structural and functional differences here are common in ASD. The bundle of fibers connecting the brain's two hemispheres often shows reduced size, potentially contributing to difficulties in coordinating information across brain regions. The mirror neuron system, which activates both when performing an action and observing someone else perform the same action, may function differently in individuals with autism. These differences could contribute to challenges in imitation, empathy, and understanding others' intentions. Many individuals with autism experience heightened or diminished responses to sensory input. Neuroimaging studies suggest atypical activity in sensory areas of the brain, including the thalamus and primary sensory cortices. Autism is highly heritable, with hundreds of genes implicated in its development. These genes often influence brain development, synaptic function, and neuronal communication. Some research suggests that children with autism may have impaired synaptic pruning during development, leaving an excess of neural connections that may disrupt efficient brain functioning. Increased levels of neuroinflammation have been observed in some individuals with ASD. Microglia, the brain's immune cells, may be overactive, contributing to differences in brain development and connectivity. Abnormalities in brainwave patterns, such as increased delta waves or reduced alpha waves, are often observed in individuals with autism. Areas involved in social cognition, such as the default mode network, often show reduced activity in ASD. Despite these differences, the autistic brain demonstrates a high degree of plasticity. Interventions like applied behavior analysis, speech therapy, and occupational therapy can help individuals build new neural pathways and improve functioning over time. Understanding the brain science of autism helps inform therapeutic approaches, targeting the development of long-range connectivity through structured learning and reinforcement, addressing sensory processing differences based on atypical brain activity in sensory areas, and exploring treatments that modulate neurotransmitters like GABA and serotonin to improve specific symptoms. While much is known about the autistic brain, ongoing research continues to deepen our understanding and improve support for individuals on the autism spectrum.